Let's get to the mailbag. Let's start with a question from typical_Ethan on Instagram. And the question is, seriously, is it worth moving the walls in at T-Mobile Park? Pros and cons of doing that.
Pros, it would certainly help the offense. Cons, this team is built on great starting pitching. And if you move the fences in at T-Mobile Park, who's to say their home road splits don't all of a sudden become a little more even and they pitch a little more similarly to how they do on the road?
How much would it really improve the offense? I'm curious. Like, really, how much do you think it would improve the offense?
Yeah, so this is the thing. It's not like this offense flies out to the warning track all the time. No, they strike out a lot. They don't put the bat on the ball a lot. So I don't know how much moving the fences in helps. I think, if anything, the batter's eye needs to be changed.
Right, and this question doesn't include that, so we're not touching the batter's eye. It's only the fences. So I'm not sure really how much this actually helps your offense. All I think this does is piss off your pitchers. And you know what? Your pitchers are the best part of your team. So as of right now, yeah, I think the biggest con would be keeping Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, Luis Castillo, Bryce Miller, Brian Wu happy, and your bullpen, and keep the fences right where they are. They already moved the fences in a decade ago. If you look at the dimensions of T-Mobile Park, they're very normal. They're normal dimensions. They're about as standard dimensions as you can have in Major League Baseball. So moving the fences in, I don't think would have the effect you would want it to on the Mariners offense. Because guess what? They moved the fences in to improve the Mariners offense. Was it 2013? Mm-hmm. Here we are 11 years later, and the offense still stinks. So,
do you remember how crazy those dimensions used to be at T-Mobile
they were
Park?
large.
It was 388 to left center, where you see the 376 sign now. It was 388. I'm pretty sure that was the longest distance out to a gap that you can find in baseball, aside from where's the really long left center field. There is one in baseball. I'm blanking on where it is right now.
In left center, Pirates.
No, that
That's
one's
center.
pretty long. Well,
That's mostly center field.
Okay, point being, left center was very, very far at T-Mobile Park, paired with the marine layer still existed back then, and balls would not fly. So, yeah, the dimensions now are pretty normal, but it still doesn't change the fact that I don't know if moving the fences in more really does that much, because this is a team built on pitching, and this offense, they're not flying out to the track; they're striking out.
So this question made me think about the Mariners park factor. Do you realize it's actually gone down again? It's now at 91.
How?
Yeah, that's absurdly low. I think the next highest one's 96. Next lowest one is 96. That's insane. I think that's bigger. That's a bigger difference, I believe. I'll double check it, but I believe it's a bigger difference between Coors Field, which is the number one offensive park, and Fenway, which is number 2.
It's just crazy that Seattle is that much tougher to hit at than Oracle, which is also a very long left center field fence. But Oracle, like, you're closer to the water at Oracle Park than you are at T-Mobile Park, yet somehow it's a more hitter-friendly park. I don't know how that works. Actually, and the dimensions are tougher, I think, at Oracle Park.
They are. So the difference in park factor is actually the same. So the T-Mobile Park's as much of an outlier for offensive suppression as Coors Field is. So as the difference between 1 and 2 and then 29 and 30 when it comes to park factor.
I'm assuming San Francisco's 29.
I closed it. Let me look.
But it just
I know the Padres are down. Let's see. Guardians are actually second to last.
Really?
Yeah.
So where's Oracle Park?
Oracle Park is 28th. The Rays are 29th. There's 31 parks, by the way. They have London in here.
Hang on. The Rays are 29th. You said the Guardians are 29th.
Guardians are 30th. They have London in here, too. So there's 31 parks. Let's see. The Mets are 26, Padres 27, Giants 28, Rays 29, Guardians 30, Mariners 31.
It's just crazy. Because, again, they're Oracle doesn't have a roof. It's even more open than T-Mobile. There are barricades a little bit in Seattle at T-Mobile Park that might keep a little bit of wind out. Not a lot, but a little bit, like in right field, for example, right? Like that roof's there. It's big. Whereas Oracle Park, it's so much more open, and they are right next to the water, like closer than T-Mobile Park.
I don't think it's just the wind, though. It's the climate. It's the air. It's the density of the air.
I guess that's part of it. Although, like San Francisco, again, like it's not friendly weather.
No.
You know what? Here's a funny story. My family and I went to a game. I want to say I was 10 or 11 years old. It's the only time I've been to Oracle Park, and I want to get back. It was 49 degrees at first pitch in August. No joke. It was that cold in the summer in San Francisco, which is why I'm just that baffled by the fact that Seattle's that much tougher to hit at than San Francisco.
And this is baffling, too, because the last 2 seasons, the Mariners have had a not this year, the last 2 seasons before this by WRC+, the Mariners have been a top 11 offense. So
Crazy.
They've hit fine, but this is still the worst park to hit in baseball. It's flabbergasting. You know how if you want the Mariners to improve their offensive environment, they'd have to play in a dome. That's how they fix it.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally the only way you change what is going on right now.
But then that comes all the way back to the original question where that doesn't help your pitching. So
nope. I would rather keep it the way it is right now.
I agree.
Because I think you can just play to the strength.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think you can build a good enough offense to score enough runs. And you don't need to be the best offense in baseball. You need to be the 15th to the 10th best offense in baseball, and you will be just fine. Mm-hmm. You want to know? I was curious about this. The top 5 offenses in baseball all play in parks with a park factor below 100. All 5. Yankees, Dodgers, Orioles, Mets, Padres.
Speaks to how good a lot of those offenses are.
Right. But as you can see, the park factor, while closer to 100 than the Mariners, is still below average in terms of a run-scoring environment, and it does not affect them at all.
Right.
So,
no, you're right.
And they don't move the fences in. I mean, Dodger Stadium's a pitcher's park. Yankee Stadium, depending on which direction you hit the ball, has its pluses and minuses as an offensive park. Baltimore turned into a pitcher's park for at least right-handed hitters. Yeah, right-handed hitters. The Mets don't play in a small park. They move their fences in, but still it's not a small ballpark. And now there's the Padres. Padres famously have a pitcher's park with about the same dimensions as the M's. It doesn't matter. They still score.
I think all in all here, leave it because you got to favor your pitchers. That's your strength. It's going to be your strength for a while too. So that's just how it is.